I'd like to reopen Bridges of Madison County subject for just a minute. I thought I had the inside track. But I gave my vote to William Albert Allard. He didn't make it either. The Geographic made it, though, in a very minor way. You who saw the film will remember a scene where Clint Eastwood was mishandling a reflex camera near a bridge in bright sunlight, lousiest light a photographer could think of. Right next to him on the ground was a black leather camera case. That was loaned to the film people for that film. That's as close as we got to fame. My wife Janet and I just came back from Maine yesterday. Late in the morning of September the 11th, we just returned to our cottage on the Maine coast after a long walk on a beautiful grindstone peninsula, a chunk of granite that sticks out into the Atlantic Ocean pointing at Europe. The telephone was ringing as we came in the door. We have two daughters, Greer and Jenna, both work in law firms in the District of Columbia. It was Greer. Daddy, I'm calling to tell you your daughters are safe. Safe for what? I puzzled. She told me to turn on the television. We did, and saw Peter Jennings in shirt sleeves, trying to describe as best he could the terrible scenes at the World Trade Center and at the Pentagon. It can't be, we thought, but it was. We were horrified and helpless, knowing hundreds of people, nameless to us, were dead or dying. That changed when a call came from Charlene Valeri. She said, "Have you heard the bad news?" Ann Judge was in the plane that hit the Pentagon. Ann Judge, a co-worker and a friend of ours for all her years at the Geographic. Now we had something tangible. Now we had some kind of a unkind relationship with what had happened. Ann Judge, the high-spirited, happy, cooperative, respected in all that knew her, especially the photographers. She often had special demands for the photographers because many times they went into the field with 15 or 18 or 20 cases of gear. And in these days of high security and no porters, that's a real chore. And she was able to pave the way for them, and of course became the photographer's darling. Ann Judge, so compassionate she could not bear to leave two homeless dogs she found on a trip to Belize, and promptly made plans to adopt them. That same Ann could sit in front of that daunting tool that some of us like and some of us don't. That daunting tool of the electronic age, and dig into that bottomless memory for plain schedules and with enviable efficiency. It was a great day for the Geographic when Ann Judge was hired 20-odd years ago. Now she's gone. How do we cope? How to endure? Louise Dickinson Rich is best known for the books she has written about living in Maine. Grieving as a child over the death of a member of the family, she wrote, "My sister and I thought we could not endure our loss. We cried inconsolably all night. But in the morning, we found that frost had kindled the maples into flame and spilled the deeply burnished horse chestnut onto the yellowing grass. Swallows were gathering on the telephone wires, making ready for their flight south, just as they had for years and years. The world had not ended. It was going on as usual, and so, somehow, could we go on? Since that day," she wrote, "I have had much greater griefs, but the earth to which I have turned for comfort has never withheld it from me." We too can turn to nature for comfort. I think Anne would like that.